Hello, my name is Dr. Rebecca Meacham, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the difference between the B.F.A. in Writing and Applied Arts and the B.A. degree in English with a creative writing emphasis. A lot of people probably wonder, they sound a lot alike. Writing is involved in both. How are these different degrees, and what would I be doing differently in each one of them? So today I'm going to take you through each and go through what they have in common, and then tell you what's different about them, and maybe that can help you make a choice. You are always welcome to double major. They fit very nicely together, these two degrees, the English creative writing major and the writing and applied arts major. They have a lot of overlap, so they're excellent to double major. That's fine. You also have the option of choosing a writing and applied arts major with an English minor. Um, the writing and applied arts degree does not have a minor at this point, so you can't switch those around. In any case, let's get started. So let's begin with what these degrees have in common, because the same faculty teach in both programs. They are separate majors. The writing and applied arts is its own major with a degree called a B.F.A. or Bachelor of Fine Arts for it, and the English major is a separate degree with an emphasis in creative writing. And so when you go to declare that major, if you do, you declare that emphasis, and you end up with a B.A. or Bachelor of Arts degree in that. And I'll tell you hopefully just the tiniest amount of the difference between a B.A. and a B.F.A. as I move through this. All right, so what do they have in common? Well, first of all, up until not 2019, we didn't have a writing and applied arts program. It's a brand new program. So there was only one major for writers on our campus, and that was our creative writing emphasis within the English major. From that major, we have had many successful students come out with actual writing jobs as professors and in other careers as well, but also they've published books. And so I've just listed a few of those here. And these are students that I've actually had the pleasure of working with in my career here. So you can be a published author with either one of these majors. The faculty for the Writing and Applied Arts major, as well as the English major, there are 16 professors and instructors across 4 branches of the UW Green Bay, University of Wisconsin Green Bay, hello. And so we have those 4 branches. Most of the courses that you'd be taking at the upper level, many of them at least, for either degree, a number of those would take place at the Green Bay branch or campus physically. So that's maybe something to keep in mind. All faculty hold the highest degrees in their fields, either an MFA, which is a Master of Fine Arts, or a PhD, or both of those degrees. The faculty all serve as advisors for students in both majors, and faculty are active writers or active researchers, working firsthand with the materials and creating the materials that help teach other people. So that's, I think, really, if I may say so myself, really important when you're shopping for a degree and shopping for thinking about what you want to major in. You want people who are actively producing in the fields they're studying. We have distinctive courses for both the English major with a creative writing emphasis, as well as the writing and applied arts major. And we like to very much try to promote both what I would call content knowledge, which is learning about authors and novels and poems and other kinds of texts within historical contexts, and doing literary analysis, as well as hands-on learning and applying that knowledge. So you'll see both of these things as we move through. We have great literature courses. The picture on the left was taken from one of my own literature courses because I like to photograph a lot of stuff. Actually, both pictures here are taken from my courses. The picture on the left was when students were doing a debate in an ethnic American literature course, English 336, and we had memoir as our subject, and these students were asking the rest of the class, they were leading them through a debate around a key issue in the text, and we just went outside on that day because it was pretty. The other thing that you would take no matter what your major is at UW Green Bay, biology major, art major, design arts major, literature, writing, applied arts, is a capstone. It's a general education requirement that is supposed to take place in the last or second to last semester of your education. And so English has its own that works for both the Writing and Applied Arts major, as well as the English Creative Writing major and all majors within, or all emphases within English. And that course is called English 400. And so those are both in common as well. In both majors, you would be working with literature classes, lower level and upper level literatures. We have a course entirely in Shakespeare. As you can see here, that is a picture of him, or live photo. It's a representation of him. But there's also a real stress on newer classics and tomorrow's classics. So in addition to traditional and kind of canonical literature, we also feature courses like on Toni Morrison, who's pictured here, who was a Nobel laureate, as well as courses in other types of things like LGBTQ literature and all kinds of great stuff. We also feature for both majors innovative assignments. Here are photographs from one of my colleagues' classes, Dr. Rebecca Nesvet. She's not pictured here. The person pictured here is our university archivist, Deb Anderson. And for one of Dr. Nesvet's classes, she's a very hands-on literature teacher, students got hold of old Hollywood scripts and we're working on these Hollywood scripts as well as like old versions of the same show. She got scripts from a television show. And we're comparing different kinds of archival historical documents to see the differences of how stories had been updated and changed for television. So it's really, really cool stuff that she and all of our literature professors do. We also, for both majors, offer you a wide array of creative writing courses. And I have the same photo here as my backdrop. You can just about see her from the same day. So this is students writing on our gorgeous campus at the Green Bay branch. All of our branches are frankly beautiful. They're all on the bay. They kind of are coastal. In any case, so we have a wide array of courses for both degrees. Those courses include these are upper level courses. They are small workshops of 10 to 15 students apiece. We have a wide array of short fiction, flash fiction, which is very, very tiny fiction, creative nonfiction, poetry, novel writing, novel revision, romance writing, horror writing, playwriting, screenwriting, world building, digital interactive storytelling, and we have a new course coming out in 2021 in game writing. And we have other courses on the way as well. So we have a wide array of courses that you can take in writing for either degree. I just want to highlight briefly the novel writing workshop because it's unusual for an undergraduate program for either of these majors to have a novel writing workshop for undergraduates. This is a sort of heroic class. Students write a 50,000 word novel draft or 50,000 new words of a novel in 15 weeks, and they can continue their work in a class called Novel Revision Workshop as well. And on this slide, you can see different congratulations going out to people when they make their word count. Their students make these word counts. You can also see a Novel Revision Workshop, what we do when we're frustrated. And also students are encouraged to use different methods to think about their novel, like here's a map that one of our students made of his like interior world of his novel. We also are happy to be featuring some courses by brand new faculty this year. Professor Williams, Professor Case, and other folks are teaching courses in interactive narrative. And as I mentioned, there is a course that's going to be topics in game writing coming up. We also allow you to have access to I'm sorry, I'm looking back and forth because my cats are fighting as I'm trying to do this tape. We also offer 2 publication courses that you can take here for either major. One of these is a course in producing the International Journal of the Arts, Sheepshead Review, which is in this slide, as well as the book Editing Practicum, which has variable topics, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. Sheepshead Review is a great course or is a great magazine that is fully managed, designed, edited, and worked on by undergraduates. It's an international journal of the arts. It's full color. There are 2 issues produced each year, and it's offered both as an organization, student organization, as well as a class, and the class is held every semester. What's so great about working on Sheepshead Review is it offers students in either major or in other majors too. This course and this org serves actually 5 majors on our campus. Opportunities for leadership, growth and development, and fellowship. It's a fun class to work on. It's a practicum, which means it's hands-on experience. And here you can see pictures from throughout the years of students collaborating. We have a wide cross-section of design arts majors, arts management majors, English majors, writing and applied arts majors, humanities majors. We've had some business majors. Like it's a really fun course and production. And you end the semester with your own copy of a journal that, as a student, that you produced and made, and it's really amazing. And at one point over here, there was a beer that one of my colleagues, who's now leaving, made. He brews his own beer, and so he made Sheep's Head Rebrew. So I just kept that there because it was kind of cool. In both majors, you have the opportunity to participate in extracurricular and off-campus collaborations with community groups. On campus, we have what's called the teaching press, which I'll go over more in depth later. And you can do hands-on book making projects for the community there. Also, we've participated in a local book and author festival called Untitled Town for 3 years going. English majors collaborating with authors from all over the world at this festival. We have unique access to that. We're also well positioned geographically to have our students in either major work with the Fox Cities Book Festival and Right on Door County, which are in Appleton and Door County, Juddville, respectively. So we have relationships with those groups as well. Altogether, both majors will offer you a chance for shared community. This is from an English major game night. We really try to promote relationship building within our classes and outside of our classes as well. So you might be wondering, all right, well, so what's different? Actually, these are fairly different degrees, and I want to be able to show you this in two ways. And so I'll go through some of these slides, but then I'm also going to show you how they look different in the catalog in terms of requirements. The English major with a creative writing emphasis offers you a B.A. degree, a Bachelor of Arts. It is a 33 to 35 credit emphasis within the English major. It is a disciplinary major, meaning that all the classes that you take are prefixed with English. And that may not seem that important to you, but it's going to look really different once we look at the Writing and Applied Arts degree, which is different. When you major in English, you're majoring in that as your degree, and you choose an emphasis within there. There are 3 emphases within English, and you clearly are interested in the creative writing emphasis. The differences I will show you more directly in terms of the side-by-side comparison of what you take. But overall, what you're doing is a creative writing emphasis within English is you're taking courses that all English majors take in terms of understanding literary study. You're taking a significant number of literature courses, just about as many of those, if not more, as creative writing courses. And you're taking more upper level literature courses as well as lower level literature courses as part of your education. You're also taking creative writing classes and upper level workshops, but you're required to take fewer of those than the Writing and Applied Arts degree. You can. 33 credits is really not that many credits, and you need 120 credits to graduate with a degree, and a significant number in residence. So there's plenty more to do with your education here. So you certainly could take far more literature classes and creative writing classes as well. But the B.A. in English is generally considered to be a general degree for students who wish to use their love of reading and writing to take a career in nearly any field. So the assumption here is that you may end up working at Associated Bank, but you're doing their publicity materials, or you're writing their manuals, or you're using the skills that you've developed to help you in that career. It's a great degree. It's very flexible, highly recommended, but it's going to look different and be a bit different in terms of what you would be doing versus the Writing and Applied Arts degree. Our graduates, as I mentioned, many go on to graduate school, they become librarians, they become brand managers. These are real alums we've had from this program. School teachers in various areas, even creative writers do this, editors, copywriters, all sorts of stuff. Now for a comparison, a little bit of a talk about the Writing and Applied Arts degree, and to tell you a little bit about that. It is a much more significant load to carry of credits, and I'll tell you how that works in a little bit. So compared to that English degree, it's got about 20 more credits or so. It's an interdisciplinary major, meaning that you're seeing courses from arts management or humanities or design arts. Intro to communication can actually count in here too, theater if you wish, and different types of areas of study on campus are represented in this degree as part of requirements. Something to know about this, a B.F.A in Writing and Applied Arts is really unusual and distinctive. We have the only B.F.A in Writing in all of UW's system of all 13 major campuses with all of their branches. So UW Green Bay is the only one that has that kind of a degree. We also have the only B.F.A in Writing at a public college in Wisconsin. There are 2 B.F.As in Writing in Wisconsin, one of them at a private school and one of them here. We are also unusual in that many of these writing and B.F.A programs are very specialized on the craft of writing and the study of literature to the exclusion of practical application. We don't do it that way. We're actually really proud. We have a lot of assets on our campus to give you opportunities and hands-on work doing professional writing experiences as early as we can get you to do them. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that and how the degree works for that as well. For when you choose the Writing and Applied Arts B.F.A, truth be told, right this moment in April when I'm recording this of 2020, these emphases are not yet declarable, but they will be very, very soon. So if you see this and you're like, I'm going to go declare this, you just give us a minute to actually put the container in there. As I said, this degree just started fall of 2019, which is still this academic year. So we're still adding some things to it to make it go through. But you declare this degree, and then you are encouraged to follow one of 3 existing emphases, or some planned emphases are coming up as well. So you can specialize in editing and publishing courses, community outreach, digital and public humanities. We have a game writing track or emphasis that's on its way. It's being developed. As I mentioned, it pairs nicely with that topics in game writing class, as well as a technical writing, I hope, emphasis that should be on its way in a couple of years once we are hiring in for that position and once we're able to do that. But that's the plan right now. Something in this program that's a little bit more unique is that we have more writing workshops required of you and more editing classes and publishing based classes required of you, which means that your classes size, more of them will be smaller. The smallest class size you'd probably run into would be 10, which would be for the novel writing workshop. 15 is the cap on our upper level writing workshops. And then editing classes and publishing courses are 20 students each. And this is a significant difference from even literature courses in English as well as other classes on campus. Most of these, as you'll find out, are discussion based. We really encourage student-led projects. We have a lot of interdisciplinary topics. And uniquely for the Writing and Applied Arts major, not for English, there is a senior portfolio review, which is a final collection of work that kinds of work we want to see from you, your choices in this. A committee of professors and faculty look at your work, and then we have a conversation about it just as you're getting ready to graduate, so we can talk about your next steps and what's your professional career look like. And that's unusual, and it's very unique to the Writing and Applied Arts program. That's what we want to be able to do, is give you good mentorship and guidance throughout your progress, but also right at that very end. The other difference between this degree and the English major with a creative writing emphasis is the applied arts curriculum. These courses and experiences are required in the Writing and Applied Arts degree, but not necessarily in the creative writing emphasis in English. We want you to take an arts entrepreneurship class, which frankly lets you learn how to write to get money for yourself as an artist through a grant or a writer, and on behalf of other agencies and nonprofits who need that kind of writing. So right away, you're getting hands-on, real-world experience in how to use your writing to benefit other people and yourself. And so that's Arts Entrepreneurship English 200 is that course. We have a course in grammar, which, as unexciting as that may sound, is really key to the editing, publishing, and other writing we want you to be able to do in the community. We have a topics and publishing course, which varies in terms of topics, ideally to situate you and your study in the larger world of publication. Could be publication of video games, so that is a topic that will be coming up. We have a course right now in zines, which are sort of radical, subversive, handmade magazines by subcultures and groups, and it's very hands-on. So we look at different aspects of publishing that way, and it's a very cool course. There are two kinds of practicums that you can take for, again, either major, but in the Writing and Applied Arts degree, we really need you to be thinking about these strongly. One is the book editing practicum, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, and the other one is Sheepshead Review practicum, which you've already heard about before. We also require, and I'll go into this in the next slide, 6 credits of internships. You need to take 6 credits of internships. That's usually 2 internships. Sometime after your sophomore year, ideally as you're kind of closing out in the last 4 semesters of the degree. The idea here is to give you some pre-professional experiences as a writer, working in different types of on-campus, off-campus, and community-based jobs before you even graduate from school. So we do require this. As I mentioned, 6 credits required of internships and community-based learning opportunities. On campus, we already have opportunities for you to do, if you were interested, podcasting, social media, copywriting, web design, editorial work, undergraduate teaching assistantships, actually those exist, and technical writing. And in our community and region, we have area author festivals, as I mentioned. We have student interns at Brown County Library, Fox Cities Book Festival, Hamilton Woodtype Museum, Heritage Hill, and lots of other places. One thing that's a central feature of the learning for the Writing and Applied Arts program that you can participate in with the English major with creative writing is the teaching press at UW Green Bay. This is a student-managed interdisciplinary printing house that promotes community outreach through applied learning. In short, we make books for people who want us to make books for them, and usually they're people from the community. We also try to engage in a number of outreach opportunities to help local nonprofits or even schools make books, come see how books are made, and have a project come through us. So here you can see some of the internships. We have project managers, people who are drawing up contracts. These are undergraduate students in doing all this work. People participating in copy editing, book design with actual books, and social media and marketing, client engagement. This is for a real hands-on professional experience that we really highly direct internships, especially for the Writing and Applied Arts program, to do. You're not required, but it's a really nice resource for students here. Also, as mentioned before, we have lots of ideas of where you might want to go with this degree, and some of those are listed here for you. What I wanted to do then is also take a moment to show you what this looked like in requirements. So just give me a moment while I open this up. And if you can hear my cats, I again apologize for that. I cannot help what this situation is, but I'm trying. Okay, hang on one sec. Let me open up my stuff back here. Okay, so I am going to share my entire screen with you right now. Let me get to that real quick. Okay, I will share all of it. Oh, share my desktop there. Sorry, I'm sorry for this delay. That's sad. Okay, so I'm going to show you this entire thing right here. So when I lay these 2 degrees side by side, the creative writing emphasis in English with the BA, or the Writing and Applied Arts degree with its various emphases, you can really see the difference here in the way that the degrees are configured. In addition to 33 credits, or 35, for the creative writing emphasis in the English major, you're going to see mainly the courses that you take on the left side here as I scroll are literature, intermediate creative writing, and you have to take the Sheepshead Review practicum, more literature, and then you can choose 2 courses right here from writing workshops. Again, you're not limited to this, but the literature emphasis in here is much stronger than the Writing and Applied Arts, and there aren't any applied arts requirements or pedagogy or classes built in. So you basically are taking one of these 3 courses here, 105, 212, and 290, to get you ready. one other lower level literature course, 2 required creative writing or editing focused courses, 1 of each of these, and then 4 upper level literature courses, which are all fabulous, great, you should take them, as well as upper level writing workshops. Moving over here, the writing and applied arts degree is really different. The supporting courses already look different. You are taking 212 and 290, which is similar, but you're also required to take grammar and arts entrepreneurship, those courses that get you ready to roll as a writer right away. You also need to take 1 course which generally counts for a general education as well as part of the writing and applied arts degree. The idea of this is to see the arts and society. Courses that right now are listed for this, you would take 1 of these 3 courses, would be either in arts management or in design arts or in humanities. And the idea here is to correspond to the tracks that I mentioned before, community outreach, editing and publishing, or digital and public humanities. There are some other courses that I won't get into right now that can count for this arts and society degree as well, that are not English courses, that are communications or theater. In contrast to, or similarly, I guess, to the English major with the creative writing emphasis, you are required to take 1 additional lower level literature class. That's the same. In terms of upper level requirements, you are required in both degrees to take intermediate creative writing, which is good because that builds off of intro to creative writing for both degrees. Where we start to see some differences here are in the upper level required courses. You are required to take 3 writing workshops in the writing and applied arts degree. And these are just some of the ones that are listed. You would see more as the way they would pull up when they are offered for you. You're also required to take 1 class that helps to put the work that you're doing into a historical or literary context. This is where that topics in publishing plays a part, or you would take history of the English language, or coming up soon, history of the book, which will be offered at some point. You're only required to take 2 upper level literature courses for this degree, and they're all listed here. And then you are required to do this applied arts work down here, and 1 publication practicum you can choose, and you can retake these courses as well for credit, as well as 2 internships in the applied area emphasis that you have. And so you are required for those 6 credits or 2 internships for this degree, different from the other degree. So you can see that while English major has fewer credits and allows you a more general path, if you really want to come out of a program with a portfolio of work you've already done to show employers, a variety of writing experiences, and a greater emphasis on grounding the skills that you would be needing as a writer specifically, as well as a reader, but much more on a writer, then you would be looking at the writing and applied arts degree. They're both great degrees, but those are the main differences that I see. Okay, now I am going to narrate as I switch over to one last screen. I know this is a long presentation. I really appreciate your time. At the very end of this, I just want to make sure that you know that you are definitely welcome to, and I do hope that you consider connecting with me if you have more questions. We do have websites for each of these degrees, and you can contact me, Dr. Meacham, at meachamr, M-E-A-C-H-A-M-R, at UWGB for any more information that you might want. I hope this helps. I know it's long, but it's a lot to cover. And thanks so much for your time and for allowing me to deal with my cats a little bit along the way. Again, I'm available for questions, and thanks for your time.